Hello, welcome to the today's lecture on phase shifter. In this lecture, we will study about the phase shifter. What is phase shifter and what is the principle of phase shifter? Okay, so what is phase shifter? Phase shifter is a device in which if a wave is allowed to pass through two different paths, the same wave is split in two parts and it is allowed to pass through the two different paths. And if the length of the path in the two different paths is different, let us suppose one the difference in length is delta L, then the phase difference will be equal to beta into delta. This is the phase difference between the two. Okay, so this is the case, and another case may be the case which we will see in the upcoming 5 to 10 minutes, that if the length is same, if the length is same, but let us suppose medium is different, this medium is different and this medium is different. Okay, so beta for this is different, beta for this is different. So if the length is same but the wave is traveling through two different media whose phase constant beta is different. Let us suppose the phase constant of first medium is beta 1 and the phase constant of the second medium is beta 2. Then the and the length of this path length is L. So the path uh, length is L, and the phase difference will be given by L into delta beta. L into delta beta. What is delta beta? Beta 1 minus beta. Okay, so this is the case. We will see one by one. Okay, so there are two type of phase shifters. There may be a fixed phase shifter and there may be a variable phase shifter. So we will see one by one. Okay, so let us begin with the uh, phase shifter, which gives the constant phase difference. Okay, a differential phase change is produced due to the change of the wave velocity through the dielectric slab compared to that through an empty wave. So what this mean is, let us suppose the wave is traveling through this medium from here to here and from here to here. Let us suppose wave is traveling and let us suppose wave was coming from here and it is divided from here to here and length up to here it is same. Path length is same. This one is the first path and this is the second path. Path length L is same. But and the this path contains the air medium and this path contains a length of different medium, that is beta 2, whose phase constant is beta 2. So from here to here the phase difference will be 2 beta 1 L. Okay, in this medium the phase change will be beta 1 L and the phase change to this medium will be beta 2 L. So the phase difference between these two waves coming through path 1 and coming through path 2 will be equal to this one, beta 1 L minus beta 2 L, and finally it is given by beta 1 minus beta 1 L. This. Okay. So this is the case, and so if the length is same, as I told you earlier, that if the length is same but the medium is different, then a phase suffers some phase change. So, and how much phase will be changed? Phase will be changed, will be given by beta 1 minus beta 2 into 10. Okay. So, in the next case, as we discussed earlier, if the medium is same, here it is uh, air, air medium, here it is also air medium. So, the phase constant in this path is beta, and phase constant in this path is also beta. So, there is no any problem with the beta. Beta is same for both the medium. And let us suppose its path length is capital L, its path length is capital L, and its path length is capital L plus a small l. This is the small l. This is the extra length. This is the extra length. So what is the path difference then? Path difference is this one, capital L plus L minus capital L. So path difference will be L. Path difference will be okay. And what will be the phase change? That is given by beta into delta L, and delta L is nothing but L. So phase change will be nothing but beta. That is very simple. Okay. So if we write these things, now let us suppose delta phi is phase change, then in matrix format it may be written like, because e to the power minus j delta phi means the phase is changed to delta. Only phase has changed. There is no change in the magnitude. Okay. So we have two way of changing the path phase. First one, change the medium for a given length, and the path length remains same. And the second method is keep the medium same, keep the medium same, but change the length of the path. Then we get the desired phase difference of phase difference. Okay. So it is very simple. If we want to make a fixed phase shifter, then it's very easy to make. Okay. One of the two concepts may use to get the desired phase. So in previous cases, we was that we can get a constant phase shifter, and let us suppose 30-degree phase shifter, 20-degree phase shifter, 50-degree phase shifter, 80-degree phase shifter, 90-degree phase shifter, 180-degree phase shifter. There may be different type of phase shifter depending upon the frequency we are providing to the input. Okay. But here it is the precision phase shift. What is the precision phase shifter? It gives the desired phase shift. Okay. So here it is the construction of precision phase shifter. Here you can see it is at the both the end, at the input and at the output, it is a rectangular waveguide, and in between it is from here to here, from this point to this point it is circular waveguide, and from here to here it is transition from uh, rectangular waveguide to circular waveguide, and from here to here it is also transition from circular waveguide to rectangular waveguide. So how it gives the phase shift and what is the mechanism? So there are three dielectric plates. There are three dielectric plates. This is the input dielectric plate, this one, okay, and output dielectric plate, this one, and this is the central dielectric plate. the length of this dielectric plate is nothing but lambda by 4. The length of this dielectric plate is lambda by 4, and the length of this dielectric plate is also lambda by 4. And the length of this dielectric plate, this rotary section, it can be rotated. Okay, so it has some mechanism by which we can rotate this central section. Okay, this is also a dielectric plate. So this is the case, and this is nothing but the EI, the input electric field. Input electric field direction is this one, perpendicular T10 mode. Okay, so it is perpendicular to this transverse electric mode we are using, means electric field will be transverse in to the direction of propagation. Okay, so no problem. So this input lambda by 4 plate is placed 45 degree to the and electric field, incident electric field. Okay, it means the angle between this incident electric field and this lambda by input lambda by 4 plate will be 45 degree. Okay, and this output lambda by 4 plate is in the same plane as the input dielectric plate. Means it is this output dielectric plate is also placed at 45 degree with respect to this incident electric. And what is this one? This rotary section? It may be rotated. Let us suppose it is rotated put at theta degree with respect to this plate, input plate and output plate. Okay, so this is the plane. This is the plane of input and output plate. Okay, and this is the plane of this rotary plate. So the angle between the rotary plate and the input plate is theta. So what happens, we will see. So first of all, what is it gives? We will we will discuss the working of this um, after 1 minute. But first of all, I would like to tell you that how does it work, and if one user will use it, so how can anyone will get the phase shift between the two sections. Okay, so this one, okay, this EI has some, let us suppose, phase 0, and so it the output will depend on the angle of this one. If this rotary section is rotated by theta, the phase difference between the obtained two waves, one through outside this with the same. Okay, so we'll continue from here. There was some small disturbance in between. Okay, so this is, if this rotary section, the central section is rotated with theta, then the phase difference between the two waves coming through outside this some way and through this one, okay, will be E angle 2 theta. The phase will be shifted with 2 theta. And there are two ways of coming wave. One way to come the wave through outside. There is no any disturbance to that wave, and one wave will come through this rotary phase shift. So here it will suffer 2 theta phase. So it is very simple. If you want 30-degree phase shift, then rotate this plate by 15 degree. If someone wants to get a 20-degree phase shift, rotate this theta with 10 degree, you will get here 10 into 2, 20-degree phase. So it is very simple. But what is the working? How does it work? We will have to learn about it. Okay. So how does it work? Okay. So here it is a input lambda by 4 plate, and it is a rotary lambda by 2 plate, and this is output lambda by 4. Let us suppose uh, I want to divide this electric field uh, in the direction of plate, and perpendicular to it. Okay. So this is the EI. Okay, and this is in the direction of this plate, and this is perpendicular to the plate. Okay, so it is difficult to show in 3 dimension, so I have chosen to show in the 2D. This is uh, by looking from here. It is from the cross section. If one will look from here, input side, so it will look like this. Okay, so this is the direction of electric field. This is perpendicular like this. Okay, and this is the input plane. This is nothing but input dielectric plane, this one, lambda, and its length is lambda by 4, and the angle between EI and this plate will be 45 degrees, as we have discussed. Okay, so what will be even will be EI cos 45 or sin 45, and let us suppose this is 45, so it will also be 45. Okay, so E2 will be EI cos 45, and E1 will be EI sin 45. It is very simple. Okay, so now as we have discussed, this is the second plate. This is the second plate. This is the central plate, and the angle between this input plate and this plate is theta. It is rotated by theta. So let us suppose we have marked it here as theta, and here we have calculated E1, okay, and E2. What was E1? E1 was EI sin 45, and E2 was EI cos 45. So we know EI and E2, and with the help of this EI and E2, we can again calculate the two electric fields, one along this one, the second plate rotary section, and other perpendicular to the rotary section or the second plate. Okay, so what will happen? Let us, when we want to calculate this E3, so it will be in terms of E1 and E2. So if this angle is theta, okay, this angle will also be theta. Okay, if this angle is theta, this angle also be theta. Okay, so it will be E3 will be equal to E1 cos theta minus this, it will be projected here in this direction opposite to E3, and it will be E2 sin theta. So what will be the value of E3? E3 will be E1 cos theta minus E2 sin theta. Okay, and what will be the value of E4? What will be the value of E4? E4 will be nothing but E2 cos theta, since it is theta. So E2 sin theta, and the component of E1 along this E4, E1 sin E2 cos theta plus E1 sin. Likewise, we can also calculate here. So we know here E3 and E4, and again this third plate is in the direction of the input plane. So the plane of input plate and the plane of the output plate are same, and the direction between this input plate and this second plate or rotary section is theta. So this E3 is along this rotary section. So angle between this E3 and this plate will be theta. So that is very simple. So by we know E3 and E4, and we also know this angle. So by using this component breaking rule, we can find out E5 and E6. We will see all the mathematics, and finally we can prove that the angle between the two section, angle between the two waves will be 2 theta. Okay, the phase shift, the phase change, extra phase change due to this section will be 2 theta. Okay, so now, so what is the construction? As we have seen this waveguide section, yes, it is a combination of rectangular waveguide at the input and at the output section, and circular waveguide at the middle section. No problem. Input lambda by 4 plate, it is a dielectric plate placed at 45 to the input electric plate, as I told you. Rotary lambda by 2 plate, it is a dielectric slab whose length is lambda by 2 plate, and it is placed at theta from the input lambda by 4 dielectric plate. It can be rotated through 360 degrees. This rotary section can be rotated, and the phase will be changed double of its rotation. Okay, if it will be rotated with angle theta, then the phase shift obtained at the output will be 2 theta. And output lambda by 4 plate, it is a dielectric plate placed at 45 degree to the input electric field. It is in the same plane at the input plane, as I told you. The incident TE wave in the rectangular wave guide becomes TE11 wave in the circular waveguide. The half wave section produces a phase shift equal to twice its rotation with respect to quarter wave section. Okay, and the dielectric plates are tapered through a length of quarter wavelength at both ends for reducing reflection into continuity. So this is the construction, okay, and application. But in the next lecture, we will see the mathematical approach. What is the mathematics of this plate? Okay, so we'll discuss the mathematical things in the next lecture. Okay, if you want to know the mathematical uh, analysis of this phase shifter, precision phase shifter, then uh, join my next lecture, or you can watch the next lecture, which which is uploaded on the YouTube. Okay, thank you very much for the watching, and like and subscribe my channel to get the latest videos on electronics and communication engineering. So you can also get the videos related to the digital electronics. Okay, and other subjects also. So please subscribe it and like it, and you will get the notification. Okay, thank you.